get started. Everybody try to find a seat. If there's, if your seat's taken by someone, just grab one up in the upper part or go stand up top. I know with the music today, some folks got displaced. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I know it was a little rainy. Good to have you back. I want to give you a quick update on Mr. Joy. He is doing well. The test so far on his lab work and his blood work has been good. He's feeling good, and he hopes this afternoon to be able to come home. He will then be home for some period of time. We don't know exactly how long right now, while his immune system adjusts and adapts and hopefully gets stronger. So I know that he appreciates you guys keeping him in your thoughts and prayers, and I do too. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Boyd. We've got a couple of announcements and a music program, and then the rest of today will be taken up by our Spring Sports Assembly. We'll go through that as quickly as we can. We've got 8 sports that'll be honored, and we'll try to do that as quickly as possible. Dr. Boyd?
Good morning. So we have one announcement and then a musical performance. We're going to have an announcement about the Best Buddies program from Ian Girelli and Jack Spellman. If they could come up, please.
Yeah, guys, so Best Buddies Tennessee is having a virtual friendship walk this Sunday, May 16th. Best Buddies provides programming and friendship support for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. By registering for the friendship walk as part of Montgomery Bell Academy, you will help our school show support for Best Buddies. And also, if you are able to make a small donation amount, any amount is greatly appreciated. If you donate $50, you have access for the Friendship Fest online, which is on May 16th, and you can get a t-shirt. Please join us to support Best Buddies. And also, if you have any questions, you can ask me, Ms. Hollyfield, Ian Girelli. And the link will be set out in the daily announcements this week. Thank you.
Okay, shortly we're going to be hearing from all the sports coaches about the epic sagas and triumphs of the season. And to put us in the mood for hearing about epic sagas and triumphs, we're going to have a special performance from the orchestra and the jazz band who are going to be playing the theme from The Mandalorian.
Thank you very much. That was awesome. All right, we're going to start with the spring sports assembly. We will be going in alphabetical order: baseball, crew, lacrosse, rifle, shotgun, soccer, tennis, and track. So we'll start off with Coach Anderson in baseball.
Good morning. I'd like to start with a thank you to the following people: Coach Story, Coach Smith, Coach Martin for their efforts with the junior school teams, Coach Cook with the JV and their hard work, and finally the varsity coaching staff of Coach Tate, Coach Tips for their help all year long. I'd also like to thank the student body for the great support at our home games this year. It was really, really amazing, and I really appreciate it, and I know our guys did. The Big Red varsity got off to a rough start this year when we headed to Orlando for our annual spring break trip. The team went 1-3 versus some very good Florida competition. Upon returning from Orlando, we took the series from JP2 and Father Ryan. The Father Ryan series ended in dramatic fashion after winning in 14 innings. We then lost series to Lipscomb, Innsworth, and BA. We finished the regular season in 4th place. In the region tournament last week, we lost to Father Ryan and Innsworth to be eliminated for the year. The team struggled with consistency on defense and offense and couldn't get on a roll. However, I am proud of these guys and how they fought throughout the year. Now we'll recognize our student athletes. First-year letter winners. When you see your name up there, please stand and stay standing. Second-year letter winners. Third-year letter winners. And then one final announcement I'd like to make. Would Mark Pyburn, Aiden Conley, and Christian Lim please stand? Those guys were named to the all-region team this year, and they did a great job for us this year. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
Next up is Coach Kessler with crew, and I think at the end of his is a short video of this past weekend's competitions.
Morning, gentlemen. First, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Tips and Ms. Dreer for helping with all the logistics, and all the teachers with letting the boys travel as much as they have. You can go to the next slide. That's the number of days between competitions. We had the fall of 19 was the head of the hooch, and then we didn't get a chance to race again until Macaulay a few weeks ago. And rowing is a grueling, monotonous sport where it's the same thing over and over, and a basketball analogy would be doing nothing but shooting free throws for 2 hours a day without knowing if you'll ever get a chance to compete or how you would be able to perform in a game if all you can do is shoot free throws. And so the boys, and we can scroll through some of the letters, so the boys who earned all the varsity letters truly earned them because they trained. We can pull up the varsity letters. The next slide, please. So the boys who earned all these letters, and we can just keep going through them, they did this, all the training, all the work, without knowing if they were going to compete. We did have some big accomplishments this year. For the first time in program history, we beat Macaulay in the Varsity 8. We went down to the Midwest Championships this past weekend, and for the second consecutive year, we got a gold medal in one of the events. And we also won our first team points trophy, a 3rd place in the sculling events, which Coulthard and Morrow are going to come up and present right now real quick.
Organizers for Philadelphia's annual Stotesbury Cup Regatta are canceling this year because of the coronavirus concerns. The Stotesbury is the largest high school rowing regatta in the world, drawing close to 6,000 student athletes and thousands of spectators to the Schuylkill River every May. Officials do say, though, that the regatta will be back in May of 2021.
So that's coming up this weekend, but from this past weekend, we'd like to present Dr. Boyd and the school with a third place sculling points trophy and a plaque on behalf of the NBA rowing team.
This plaque is first place at Midwest for the high school junior quad. That was Austin Murphy, Stephen Meyer, Noah Wisniewski, and Carter Gold. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, guys. Next up will be lacrosse with Coach Garvey.
Gentlemen, I want to start with some thank yous to Mr. Joya and the whole school administration, the athletic administration led by Coach Tips, Amika and David, the training staff. David even traveled down to Baylor with us this weekend. Faculty and staff for all your support, letting our boys, working with us to get out of school early a couple times, and the student body for showing up. We really appreciate all of your time that you come to watch lacrosse games, even travel down to Baylor sometimes. And we're going to need you this weekend on Saturday. A little bit about that later. And then last thank you to all our players and coaches from 7th grade through 12th grade, and then all the coaches for all the effort and the time and the sacrifices you've made. Thank you. So what we'll do, we'll put up our varsity letter winners. If you were a varsity letter winner, if you're on the varsity, stand up. Not just first year, but first through 5th year varsity letters. Go ahead and stand up. Including our managers, our great managers. I also want to take the time to recognize all of our teams here as we still scroll through these. Thank you. So I want to take the time to recognize all of our teams. We feel of ourselves like all the other sports and clubs here that we're a program, 7th through 12th. So the varsity record, the boys who were just standing, the varsity record stands at 10-6 right now. We will be playing in the state championship game against Christian Brothers on Saturday after beating Baylor in a 1-goal game this past Saturday. And that 10-6 record will show you it's one of the hardest schedules in the Southeast, playing 2 top 10 teams in the nation and various other regional powerhouses. If you're on the JV team, please stand up. Our JV record was 6-1. Our last game was a 1-goal loss to Ravenwood, a team that we beat earlier in the season. All right, thank you guys. If you're on the 8th grade team, stand up, please. The 8th grade team outscored their opponents, dominated their opponents by a ratio of 122 goals scored for us and 22 goals allowed. They went 8-0 and won the first inaugural HVAC lacrosse championship. Thanks, guys. And then our 7th grade, one of our most successful 7th grade teams. It's a mix of experienced players and first-year players. They went 5-2. And their 2 losses were to teams that were a mix of 7th and 8th graders. You usually play a mix of 7th and 8th grade teams when we only have 7th graders. So we look forward to seeing the student body on Saturday at Nolensville High School, 11:30 a.m. You guys have been with us through the whole season and supported us. And I can say that we will not be favored. The whole community outside of NBA will probably be rooting against us, so it's going to be NBA versus everyone, and that's how you guys got to feel about it and come out and support us. All right, thank you.
You guys that are standing outside the door there, come in. Get those guys to come inside the door. We got AP exams going in up there. Come on in, stand inside the door. Okay, they're the AP exams? That'll work. It's not too big of a break, right? All right, next up is Coach Rainey in rifle.
Thanks. I'd like to echo our appreciation for Mr. Joy, who's always been a staunch supporter of the rifle team, and for Mr. Tips and Amanda and the entire athletic department, who are always very helpful with whatever we need. Also want to recognize our JV coaches, Colonel Gaither and Jim Dickens, who keep sending us talented shooters that allow us to perform the way that we do year after year after year. Under the leadership and coaching of Coach Sharble, we were able to have a pretty regular season. We had to space our shooters out, but a reasonably normal season. We went 500 in our head-to-head competitions, but for the first time in many years, we were able to secure third place in the Rifle Classic, the largest high school event in the country. And we also were able to win the state championship again. That's our 21st state championship and our fourth one in a row. So our team right now doesn't know defeat yet, and we hope that it stays that way. So I want to recognize our letter winners and some other leadership awards. Here you see our first-year letter winners. If you guys go ahead and stand up and just remain standing. And then our second-year letter winners, our juniors. And our third-year letter winners. And we have one four-year letterman, Jason, the Renaissance man, who has not lost in the state championship at all. I want to recognize individually a couple of those people as well. And apologies in advance to Air Doherty if I mangle these titles. So our leadership award, which we call our Schutzenleiter Award, Jason Zhu, our team captain, did an excellent job in leadership this year. Our Schutzenkönig, Max Manahara, our most valuable player. And then our Anfango Schutze, our most improved was Edward Robinson. And then honoring our team motto, Intende ad Subtilitatem, Carter Hopper. We consider him to be the most resilient and focused individual of the team this year. So as you can see the season highlights there. And we really had a successful season and hope that we can continue that success next year. It was the first time, actually, that we had a state championship team with an 8th grader on there. We had a junior, a sophomore, a freshman, and an 8th grader. So things look pretty good for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Rainey. Appreciate you, by the way, jumping in and helping fill the void left by Colonel Sharble's passing. Next up will be Coach Artison, talk about shotgun.
Good morning, Coach Artison. I'm proud to coach the shotgun team with Dr. Charles Sly and Dr. Michelle Artison. The NBA shotgun team the season is ongoing. We'll actually finish at the end of June. The team had 24 shooters letter in our 9th season. We went 2-1 in head-to-head competitions. Had its best ever finishes in the TNSCTP Ironman competition and the SCTP Team Championship at Hog Heaven. And we are well poised to bring home a Tennessee Junior Olympic International Style State Championship this weekend. I'd like to recognize our team captains, seniors Will Brownie, Trip Chamblin, Clay Cruz, Jack Edwards, Luke Haley, and Norris Orndorff. Their leadership has made an impact on the success of this team. In American Trap, shooting a perfect round is the ultimate accomplishment. Jack Forbes shot his first ever 25 straight this season, and several other returning shooters repeated the feat again this year, as well as stringing together 2 perfect rounds for 50 straight. I'd like to recognize our letter winners now. First-year letter winners, please stand. Second-year letter winners. Third-year letter winners. And finally, our fourth-year letter winners. The team will finish the season by shooting in the region championship the weekend after graduation and the state championship June 21st through 25th. We appreciate the support of the NBA community and look forward to a strong finish in our championship matches. Roll Red.
Thanks, Coach Ordison. Next up will be soccer, Coach Cheevers.
Good morning, all. I would like to start with a number of thank yous to Coach Tips, Ms. Dreyer, Coach Simpson, and Coach Anderson for your help throughout the season. To my coaches, Coaches Harden, DeCunha, Jeter, and Gary Germain, and also not forgetting Coach K. Thank you for your hard work and your commitment to our boys and to our program. To our JV team, and Coach Lawrence and Coach Markham, well done on a great season, guys. Our managers, Max Giorgio, Max Shield, and Lucas Cashwell, thank you for a job well done so far. To David Billette, thanks for doing such a great job with the drone, really, really impressive. After the disappointment of missing out on last season, our team this year were determined to make up for lost time. Led by an army of seniors, this team has played some tremendous possession-based soccer / football, as we call it, back beyond. And simply put, fellas, you're fun to coach. This team finished the season winning all their regular games and placing first in the region. While there were many highlights throughout the season, I'm pretty sure that this team will agree that it was our gritty performance in winning at Father Ryan to basically tie up first place in the region that would rank at the top. We now look forward to hosting second seed from the East, which will be Macaulay, I believe, on the 21st of May. To our seniors, quickly name them: Brody Snell, Thomas Tatro, Cooper Raznicki, Ross Walker, Eli Archer, Sebastian Garcia, George Bull, Quinn Kunith, Rashid Soria, Ian Bernatavitz, and Eli Campine. Thank you for your leadership, your work rate, intensity, and everything that you brought to practice every day, and for also your positive influence on the younger lads. It's been powerful. Let's continue to work hard, we stay humble, and let's bring it on the 24th, lads. The individual awards will be presented at our end-of-season banquet, and now I'd like to quickly announce the letter winners. If your name appears up on the screen, please stand and stay standing. First-year letter winners, second-year letter winners, third-year letter winners, fourth-year letter winners, and the fifth-year letter winners. Thank you. Roll Red.
Next up is tennis with Coach Lipman.
Good morning, everybody. I'm the varsity tennis coach, Coach Lipman. Varsity tennis had a fantastic season to date with a record of 6 wins and just 1 loss, leading us to another Middle Region title. However, this year has been atypical for the tennis team, as all 3 of our tournaments have been canceled, which left us with fewer competitions than a usual year. Our top win of the year came on the road against a very tough team in Baylor School. The doubles point was extremely competitive, however we managed to squeak it out and take a 1-0 lead going into singles. In singles, Baylor Sy and Foster Pierce won their matches quickly to give us a 3-0 lead in the match. However, the winning point for us would not be secured for another hour, as the remaining matches on court were in highly contested battles. On court number 3, after winning the first set 7-6, senior Kenton Lewis was then able to come back from 1-5 in the second set tiebreaker by winning the remaining 6 points and claiming the overall match victory for NBA. Sam Alassi then put the finishing touch on Baylor by winning his singles match and making the final team score 5-2. Our sole loss of the year came against the #1 ranked team in the country, Macaulay, with the final score being 5-2. Since that loss, the team has been extra focused and determined to get the revenge on Macaulay in the state tournament. However, before potentially getting that rematch against Macaulay, we must overcome Baylor School in the quarterfinals, which will be happening at NBA on Thursday, May 20th at 2 p.m. Hopefully a lot of you guys will be able to come out and support, as it'll be our biggest match to date. Lastly, the tennis team will be sending 6 players to the individual state tournament, as they all qualified by either winning the regional tournament or placing in the top 4. The singles players are Baylor Sy, Foster Pierce, and the doubles teams are Kenton Lewis playing with Anton Anderson and Andrew Ditto playing with Martin Greer. We're looking forward to an exciting end of the year that hopefully ends with multiple state championships. And now on to the letter winners. First years, would you guys please stand? Second year. Next slide, please. Oh, sorry. Third year letter winners, would you guys please stand? And then fourth year letter winners. And then lastly, our fifth year letter winner. Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Last but not least is track with Coach Pippin.
Good morning. This has been a crazy year to take the reins of the track program. With a new facility and a global pandemic, learning to be a head coach has been exciting, to say the least. I'm thankful for Coach Pruitt, Coach Compton, and the associate head, Coach Redmond, for keeping us between the lines. I'm very proud of how our seniors have worked to bring us together as a team in a sport that's often very individual. From working at Mending Hearts to attending other sports competitions to support our brothers as a group, we continue to grow stronger relationships as we get faster and throw further. Like the others, I have lots of thank yous. First, thank you to the high school coaching staff for your dedication to your team, your care and support of Coach Redmond and me. Thank you to Coach Compton, Mr. Deutsch, Ms. Ellery, Dr. Bray, Dr. Kramer, Senior Palicki, Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Diggins for making our track meets go. Thank you to the faculty members who work at our track meets, Ms. Williams, Ms. Travis, Ms. O'Neill, Ms. Wilson, Mr. Calico, Dr. Hedmark, Mr. Moxley, Mr. Darty, Ms. Scholler, Dr. Morrow, Mr. Bromfield, Ms. Bassett. And I apologize if I missed someone. It takes a lot of people to make a track meet happen. Thank you to Coach Russell and the junior school staff, and congratulations on your successful season. Thank you to Mr. Garvey and Lacrosse for sharing space. Thank you to Amika and David, to Mr. Tips and Ms. Dreer, for Coach Simpson, Mr. Anderson. Thank you to Mr. Schlichting, Mr. Johnson, and SFM. Thank you for Mr. Gillespie and his crew, for our parents that work our meets and supplied staff snacks for us. And finally, and most importantly, thank you to Mr. Joya for your support. The track staff is very proud of the improvement the athletes have made this year, and we're excited about the future of the program because of the commitment of our younger athletes. On the screen, you'll see our letter winners. Gentlemen, congratulations, thank you, and please stand and remain standing with your teammates. So far, we are 4-1 in our weekly meets. We finished second in the Drake relays, and we're the current city champions. This week is our regional competition, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday night. We're trying to win the meet and qualify as many people to state as possible. Please come out and get loud. We need your help. The state decathlon is May 20th and 21st at Brentwood Academy, and our state championship is May 26th at Rockville. We would love your support at any of those meets that you can get to as well. Since our two biggest meets are yet to come, our big awards will be named later. And in the words of a wise coach, it's a great day to run. Roll Red.
Okay, I think we've got one quick announcement from our lacrosse captains are going to come up.
What's up, guys? I'm Ramsey Cole, senior captain and goalie of the lacrosse team, and as you all know, we got a huge game this weekend. Went down to Baylor this past weekend, who we lost to by 4 goals here in Tommy Owen, and beat them 14-13. So we're going to need all y'all's support. You know, the Macaulay games and IMG games, you guys fed us all the energy that we had on the field, and Baylor had about 20 students there this weekend. They were quieter than our sideline was. So we need all y'all's help. I know Drew Wilson will be there getting loud in the barn. You know, we didn't really get a huge student section for football because of COVID, but everything being relaxed now, I expect the barn to have a huge show out and you guys to feed us all the energy that we can get. So everyone who can come, games in Nolensville, like Coach Garvey said, it's at 11:30 at Nolensville High School, and it's about 30 to 40 minutes away from here, so not too far of a travel, definitely closer than Cookeville is. So anyone who can come out, we'd love you guys to be there. Ray Ra.
All right. I appreciate everyone who participated today. This is our last full week of school, gentlemen. I know that you're excited about that, and I know particularly you seniors, you've kind of got one foot out the door. I would challenge you to make sure you make good decisions and make your decisions through a lens of maturity and one that you look back at in 5 years you'll be happy with, because you will look at life a little differently in 5 years than you do today. So everyone work hard and prepare for your exams. Do a great job. That's it for this morning. Let's do not go out those two doors. Coach Wims, if you and Coach Simpson could help us out. We got AP exams going on back there, so maybe use all these side doors and the other exits. Thanks.
I have to say there's a